Hey, it's Scott with the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society, and I'm here with...
Ben Dietrich of the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society.
We got our latest blended batch, number 14.
And it's a big one, called Douro Cruise.
Douro Cruise, a 10-year Speyside, aged in both ex-bourbon and port pipes.
And we were talking about this a little bit before we started filming this little clip, and I gotta tell you, the port cask, when it comes to whiskey maturation, is something that you don't see so often, but when you do, I think it's going to be really something special. So let's pour a couple of these.
It's actually been a while since I've had a port matured, finished whiskey, so I'm ready to see what I get.
So quick note on this one, as we said, this is our 14th experimental blend. Well, we're not really experimental. We call them experimental, or used to. Now it's just sort of our blended batches. In this particular one, our spirits manager, Ewan Campbell, is taking a selection of Speyside casks, both American oak ex-bourbon casks as well as port wine casks, blended them together, and bottled this one at a tasting panel approved strength of 50% ABV. Normally, 99% of our whiskeys are in fact single cask strength whiskeys, or at least cask strength whiskeys. So this is a totally different thing for us, but really excited to see how this one turns out. The port wine.
Yeah, it reminds me of another wine casking we just had earlier, but...
You were going to say
nice.
Sherry?
No, the other one.
Sauterne. Oh, yeah.
Definite fruit, fruitier, but tangier fruit.
Yeah, a little bit of funk. There's something funky going on. A bit earthy, a bit a bit of musk.
Yeah, there is. Yep. I agree on all counts.
Really, really nice color. Hold it up.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of a deep mahogany. Just the aroma alone, it's so exotic. There's some lavender, it's more floral notes there, but the muskiness and the earthiness below all that, I think, really adds a lot of depth. And like I said, I'm really personally into port wine, cask, matured whiskeys, and this one has enough of it going on just in the aroma that you know it's there.
Yeah. I'm gonna want to go in. Cheers. Salted caramels in a fruit basket. Raspberries, blueberries, lemon, orange, blood orange, a little bit darker, coconut, a little tropical.
It's a very, very luscious, sort of, I think, not to use on it, but luxurious whiskey, and it's in just the overall profile. I still get more of that sort of like fresh leather and the muskiness beneath that. The fruits, I think I'm with you, the blood orange is really, really singing. And yeah, the berry fruits, I get some stewed berry fruits. Yeah, the tropical fruits are surprisingly there, and I would attribute that perhaps to the Speyside spirits themselves, because the wine cask, the port wine, is really, really present, and it adds that sort of over-ripened or stewed fruit element to it that sort of really, I think, marries. So you have both the freshness and vibrancy of like these orchard fruits, but then the port wine with the stewed fruits and more berry elements, I think, is a really unique combination. But definitely a port wine matured whiskey, which is not one that's so dominated by the cask. Everything really is in balance here.
Definitely port influence. I'm trying to think of the correct word. But I had a drop of water. It's very nice, neat. Drop of water not needed, but let's see if it changes anything up.
Overall, though, I think the important thing, very, very different from the typical whiskey from the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society. Obviously, this is a blend of different casks. Our tasting panel typically will taste that same blend at different strengths. 50% ABV tends to be the one that works best for what we're looking to achieve, which is something that you can share with your friends, maybe people who are not familiar with the society, but also still have enough strength there that you can really enjoy this. Overall, much more approachable than the typical society whiskey, and really, I think with the harmony between the port wine cask and the American oak ex-bourbon barrels, there's a lot to explore.
Actually feels a little heavier than 50%.
Heavier than 50,
It does. And I added a drop of water. Kind of made the mouthfeel a little bit more velvety. There you go. Not necessarily getting any more notes than I already have with it, but for 50%, added a drop of water. Didn't hurt it. I think it just depends on your palate if you want to do that or not.
Anyway, for me, fantastic whiskey. Obviously, it goes without saying. It's easy for us to say that, but the truth is, I came into this as a lover of port wine, cask matured whiskeys. Was hoping that the port wine influence would still not take over. I think what is intended here, which is a really, really nice balance between both the port wine and the ex-bourbon, and that's absolutely what you get here.
Yeah.
So,
yep, I like it. Well done. Good job.
well done, Ewan.
Yep. And so blended batch number 14, Douro Cruise, 50% ABV, 10-year-old blend of port pipes and ex-bourbon cask aged whiskeys. You can pick up at SMWSA.com on February 10th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Cheers.
Cheers.